Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more BattleTech. Well, we are here for our final mission on planet, so we're going to go ahead and negotiate this mission. It is a recovery, still in the Martian biome, but yeah, we should have a pretty good option ahead of us. So, 3 skulls, nothing too ridiculous this time. We will go for maximum salvage. This does slightly impact our alliance with the Free Worlds League, although that said though, it's not actually pushing us or pulling us from one threshold to the next, so it's no real harm done. Okay, so this is a recovery mission, so we're going to have to make our way in and then head back out. What do we want to bring? Well, I'm thinking with all these heat sinks, we probably leave the Black Knight for now, because that thing is going to be very much impeded by the atmosphere. As for this thing, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, so many heat sinks for us to have impacted. Actually, hang on a second. 1, 2. Again, this isn't very heat efficient. You know what? I think for now, let's just stick with what we've got. It's worked well for us. We can change our loadouts when we change planet, but right now this Martian biome is sort of kicking our butt a little into not really allowing us to play with the mechs that we want, but soon that will change. As for our mission though, let's go ahead and go through our contract for today. So our objective is to retrieve the locals' double-crossing scientist and escape. A scientist for a local government conglomerate has turned industrial spy for a rival corporation from Marek. She was privy to numerous industrial secrets that we would prefer not to fall into our competitors' hands. The Marek leadership has offered to sell her back, but we intend to use the false hope of negotiations to buy you time to extract the scientist through more proactive means. Alright, Oliveria says, I think I've lost track of how many layers of betrayal this represents. Is this a quadruple cross? No, this must be some scientist. Yes, I would assume so indeed. Alright, this is the region where the Marek facility is located. There it is, move up, occupy the facility. Once it's secure, get the rogue scientist into one of your mechs and head for the marked evac zone. Samar will be waiting for your signal to pick you up. Best of luck. Okay, so all that we really need to do is we will go ahead and get to the base. Once we're there, I'm pretty sure we'll just go ahead and fight the enemy, and we'll just clear ourselves a path and remove any need for evac. Alright, so having a bit of a look at the terrain, we've got these radiation zones as well. I'm thinking we might make our way up this path here. It looks like a fairly easy ascent, and then we'll deal with the target. This terrain is not really looking too forgiving, so we'll go ahead and we'll prepare. Let's get our Cyclops. Actually, you know what? This could be a little bit of a tricky spot to cover. Let's quickly cut down to the right-hand side.
I'm walking here.
And just make sure that we do have a path where we want to go.
Confirmed.
Alright. So no enemies as of yet. We will continue to march the Annihilator forwards. Oh, and we have contact.
Detected.
Okay, so what do we sense? A 70-ton mech. Okay, that is definitely something we can focus on. Let's go. No, maybe we bring the Cyclops forwards.
On my way.
As for our Marauder, we probably are not going to be the target, but we'll stand on the road just in case. And our Archer, here, let's put that thing in cover. It is our weakest mech.
On the move.
And yeah, that should be perfectly acceptable. We'll go ahead and reserve. We'll see if they can come on in and see if we can get some targeting data on them. And yes, okay, they are already taking shots. Alright, very curious to know what they've got up there. Oh, hang on a second. They must have a rangefinder suite in there, because there is no way they should be able to see us. What do we think? Maybe a grasshopper? See, I don't know. I can't think of anything for sure. Alright, there's a 60-ton mech. You know what? do we want to see? If we move the Annihilator forwards, we're not going to get eyes. The Cyclops not going to get position either.
Orders.
That is a bit of a curiosity. Alright then, you know what? Let's make the most out of our evasiveness.
Waiting for the shot.
Oh wow, okay. They have some turrets. Noted. Very much
Systems
noted.
holding.
Luckily for us, we've got very good evasion. Let's bring
Orders.
our Cyclops as far forwards as possible. Okay, so I don't know why it doesn't say we will be able to see whatever that is, but we will get eyes on the one at the back. Let's maximize our evasiveness, and we will see what... Oh, there we have it. It's a cataphract. Alright, that makes a bit of sense as to why we couldn't see you when we had a line of sight. Okay, very glad we sprinted you on in. They have a quick draw as well, and then some other 65-tonner. I'm guessing probably a rifleman, judging by the amount of autocannon fire base sent towards us. Yeah, I think that is definitely the case. Alright, so let's move our Marauder forwards. We do not have one of these in stock at home, so I suppose...
On my way.
it may be advisable to try and take the pilot out and take the rest home.
All weapons. Fire.
Oh well, would you look at that, ECM removed.
One less target.
Alright, well that is a very nice thing for us. They're going to be spitting chips that we have circumvented their brand new, rather fancy toy. Alright, let's get the Annihilator up and rolling. We'll see if we can get eyes on other targets, and then...
Receiving you.
Well, it looks like there's not much for our archer to really fire at, but I suppose we could fire at the quick draw. And there's really little reason not to. So you know what? Let's go ahead and maintain a little bit of distance.
Position confirmed.
We'll pick up the cover still. We might get shot at, we might not. And, well, yeah, let's just go ahead and open fire and see if we can do some stability damage.
Roger that.
Alright, so our turn again. What do we have?
Commander.
And what do we want? Alright, I'm not seeing too much for us available here with the Marauder, so I think we'll go ahead and try and save our spot. Looks like there's only the two mechs that we're aware of. Let's see, the other one's Big Man, who is in the Archer. Alright, the quick draw wants to move on up. That's fine. We might be able to get position to shoot at him. Our Cyclops is still A-OK.
Waiting for orders.
Actually, it looks like we've got some very poor positioning, all things considered. Alright, well, you know what? Maybe we need to sprint this round and deal with them on the next. So, you know what? I don't think our evasiveness is going to get any better, so let's reserve once more. We'll let the... Is it the rifleman? Oh, maybe it's a Jaeger mech. That's fair. Yeah, you know what? The mix between LRMs and autocannons. Yeah, there we go. It is a Jaeger mech. Alright.
Good to go.
Well, we could technically move up and take shots. That wouldn't be the worst. The autocannon may not... AC-20 may not have enough to... Oh, actually, yes it will. Even with 20% damage reduction, that's not going to stop it. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's go ahead and move on up. We'll take shots at the Jaeger mech. We'll see if we can clear that from the field as well.
Firing.
And that AC-20 is doing phenomenal work. Alright.
Hostile eliminated.
Actually, speaking of AC-20s, I believe there is one in the store which we might end up upgrading, because that could be very nice for us. Even with some of the cover reduction and things like that that they have, we might be able to be quite the nuisance. Alright, but either way, let's bring our Annihilator all the way up. I don't think we have to worry about the quick draw getting behind us necessarily, but I do want to know if there's any more contacts for us to deal with.
I await your command.
The Cyclops, you know what, we could actually come in for a melee. Could we actually do this? No, we don't quite have the range. Okay. I guess we fire some medium lasers then? Yeah, I suppose that will have to suffice.
Acknowledged.
It's not amazing, but it will do. We'll go ahead and we'll drop all of these. The stability damage, again, at 30% is insignificant. Yeah, let's just put shots on target.
Acknowledged.
If anything hits, that'll be ideal. If not, oh well. Again, just boosting up.
Ready for orders.
Well, not boosting up, sorry. Just removing some of that evasiveness.
Aye, aye.
We'll follow that up with Big Man with the Archer. 75% working out rather nicely. If we're lucky, we might tag out that leg.
Locked on.
Alright, structure exposed. Where is that exactly? That is center and the leg. Okay. We could very easily destroy this thing right now. We'll go ahead and we'll move up. We'll see if we can salvage the most available. But if not, it is what it is. Now, obviously, overheating is a bad plan, so let's go ahead and turn off a weapon or 3. Let's see if we can maximize our chances here.
Attacking from position.
Ooh, I don't know if that's going to be enough. That is 2 injuries.
Nice. Got past his armor.
Between the headshot and the knockdown. Alright. Yeah, still surviving. Only 1 medium laser hit the center torso. Looks like that AC-20 must have hit the right torso.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, we've got options. And then... who have we got left? Let's see. The Annihilator, we could take some shots there.
I'm receiving you.
The Cyclops, you know what? I'm thinking what we do here is we just cool on down. We're going to sprint as far as we're able. We'll see if there's any extra enemies around. And then... yeah, given the Annihilator has that exchanger, I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring the Archer up as far as we can. So we're not left alone. We get to cool down a little bit, and then this fellow can go ahead and possibly destroy. Let's see, that's 105. We could easily break that with a melee, so we could take out either its torso. We could definitely take out the center. We could not quite take out the leg. Alright, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and we're going to march on down as far as we can. We will favor that left-hand side of his. We're going to go for that left leg at 62%. Yeah, look, I think... that puts a lot of chance into the center torso, which I'm trying to avoid. Yeah, look, you know what? Maybe we try and take out the leg. I'm pretty sure we still need a part of this mech if we're going to complete our... what do we call them? Our collection of things. So... oh, look, it's not going to make the difference one way or the other. Let's just go for the headshot. We'll see if we can get it. Alright, well, it got destroyed, but we should be able to salvage enough for our things that we need. So, let's go ahead and we'll bring you forward so you can cool down. The Cyclops will do something similar. We'll bring you over here. Let's get that Marauder into cover.
Copy that.
And we'll do the same thing with the Archer. Again, just making sure that we are as cool as we can be before we go ahead and pick up the objective. Because, every now and again, it does mean that, yeah, if we pick up the objective, we will miss a round. So we want everyone to be cool. Okay, so you're in the right area. Hold position and force the scientist to board one of the mechs. Okay, well, we can do this. Let's go ahead and let's put the Cyclops into protection. We'll keep eyes on this direction.
Moving out.
And our Archer can go there, I suppose.
We have the
Oh, and the area has been cleared. Okay, so nice and quick and easy. There was a good potential for reinforcements there, so yeah, that wasn't completely silly us taking up solid position there, but just not too ideal for them. Alright, so either way, no damage, no real issues, only 3 mechs to choose from. Now we can take the full Cataphract 0X, which I think is an absolute. The Quick Draw 5A, hang on a second, let me check my list. I had written down that we only had 2/3 of one of these, but I guess we finished one and I missed that. So, if that's the case, is there any other weapons or anything else we really desire? Not too much. Okay, you know what? Let's just go ahead and we'll take a part of the Jaeger mech, and then that'll do. They still gave us another third of the Jaeger mech, which is nice. We've also got LRMs, the medium lasers with the extra damage, which is very, very good. And that should do. Okay. Well, I think that's definitely the best share of the salvager that we probably could have realistically gotten. And I should probably make note that we have what was that? The quick draw, that's right, alright. So what we're going to do before we zip away from this place, because again, we do need to move on to new territory for new contracts, I'm going to go ahead.
Is cleared for fighting. That mech is ready to fight.
Alright, we'll put that in the storage, and same with the cataphract. That should be fine. Yeah, alright. So, what we're going to need to do is, we're going to sell off a few of our duplicate mechs. This should be relatively easy for us to do. We know that we've got a couple of Archer 2Rs. We've got one active at the moment, so we'll sell off those others. So that'll do. We know that we do not need 3 Assassin 21, so we'll sell off 2 of those. And then, what else do we need? Oh, actually, I'm pretty sure we don't need the Banshee 3M. We've already got one of those in our mech bay at the moment. Yeah, that's definitely it. So let's sell that off. I do like seeing our money rise like that. That is very, very nice. It's good to see that we've got a decent amount of cash. We'll sell off one of our catapults. The K2. Let's see. We're looking for doubles now. Dragons, we can sell one of them. The Cyclops, that is the alternate variation of what we have. We have the HQ edition. Grasshoppers, we don't need 2 of those. And then, actually, you know what? I might end up quickly. We might quickly take a moment to pause. Yeah, we've got one of these king crabs already as well. We can sell that one off. I think what we'll do is, give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and sell what we've got duplicates of. I'll go and double check with what's in our active mech bay, and then I guess you'll see how much money we have at the end of that. Okay, so I have sold off all of our duplicate mechs, and it looks like we have just under 20 million C-bills. So, thinking that we can probably squeeze out a little bit more in the way of monetary funding, I think what we're going to do is we're going to sell off a couple of our weapons. Nothing too ridiculous, but some decent numbers nonetheless. We probably don't need 5 AC5s. We'll sell off a couple of those. Same thing with the AC10s. We've got many modified variants of them, so I suppose we could sell off a couple. AC20s we're going to keep just because, again, we don't have that many. What else do we not need? Flamers. You know what? We'll keep those for now. You never know. We might decide to have a little bit of fun there. Large lasers, we probably don't need 15. Let's sell off 10 of those. That should be a-okay. We'll also go ahead and 5 LRMs, just basic LRM 5s. I don't think we need all of those. We can get rid of them. We've got better versions and a fair few of them. LRM 10s, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. We'll go ahead and sell half of those. That should be okay. We'll go ahead and get rid of some of the LRM 15s as well with similar numbers. Let's see, 3, 5, 6. Probably don't need more than 6 LRM 15s. That would be a little bit ridiculous. We'll sell off all of those. LRM-20s, we do not have as many, but again, still more than we need. Let's sell off half. Yeah, there we go. That'll be fine. And now medium lasers, 53 of them. Good grief. That is a huge amount. Let's go ahead and keep 10 just for good measure. Probably more than we need, but again, we're just slowly working our way through things. Got lots of very well modified ones, which is nice. We'll keep the pulsers. The machine guns, you never know, we might need a few of those at some point. PPCs, what have we got here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 PPCs with all varying levels of bonuses. I think we can sell all of the base level ones. That is fine. 500,000 C-bills, definitely worth it. And then, let's see, do we want 17 small pulse lasers? Probably not, but we don't need as many. And then anything else? SRM2s, 1, 2, 3. Sure, we'll sell off a couple more. SRM4s, we should probably... we can go down to 5. As for the 6s, we've got quite a fair few of those, so let's go ahead and get rid of the remainder. That'll leave us with, what, 4? You know, let's keep 6 SRM6s just in case. I have no idea what could need that much, but I'm cool with it. And then we'll keep most of our equipment short of, you know what, those heat sinks. We can probably sell the vast majority of them. We'll keep, I don't know, say 15? No, you know what, we'll save 20 of them for now. We still have a few refits that we want to do, but that should be more than we need. And saves us a little bit of storage space. As for the heavy jump jets, 19 is quite excessive. We'll cut that down to double digits. Same with the small ones. We don't need that many either. And I think that is the end of things, unless we've got some ammunition we wish to sell on off. AC5 ammo, we probably... you know what, it's not going to give us that much money for it to really be necessary for us to nickel and dime our way through to purchasing what we're after. Although 26 tons of LRM ammo is more than we need. So let's just go ahead and bring that back down to... we'll call it 10 tons. That's more than we need. And probably the same for the SRM ammo. Let's sell off... yeah, sure, we'll sell off 10 tons of that as well. Alright, so that's pretty decent. We've now got 21.5 million C-bills to spend. Let's see if there's anything worth purchasing before we leave here. Got some AC2s. Interesting different options, but I think we'll ignore those. The AC-20 with extra damage does tempt me, but I'm certain there's a better one in the black market. So, let's go ahead and we will check that out instead. We also have a 5% discount thanks to our reputation with the pirates. Alright, what do we want to buy? So, we do have an option for an Atlas 2. That would be very nice. That's actually affordable. We could buy one of those. We could also see about purchasing... where was it? Oh, we could buy a Stalker if we wanted. That wouldn't be a bad plan as well. But again, I don't know if we necessarily need to do that. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's right. The Zeus 5T. Now, I did speak about this. Double heat sinks, the whole 9 yards. As much as I love the double heat sinks, I don't think we're going to pay the full 20 million here. Yeah, the ER PPC, the ER large laser, the medium lasers, all of that other stuff in the TTS, it's just not stuff that we really need. It's only those double heatsinks that are the calling, and I don't think it's worth, what, from 4.5 million to 20 just for, what, 1, 2, 3, 4... yeah, 7 double heatsinks? That's not worth that much, not at 2 million a pop. Let's just go ahead and buy the chassis, because that we can at least, we can still do that up. And we can get ourselves a nice SLDF era mech. That'll do well. I think we go ahead and we'll, you know, let's drop that old one there. That should be fun. We'll send that to storage. and we'll upgrade the 6T to the 5T. As for AC-20s with extra damage and stability, I think that sounds phenomenal. We'll go ahead and purchase that and retrofit that into our Marauder. The Flamer, we don't really use those things. It could be a little bit of fun, but I don't think we will. The large pulse laser, extra damage, less tonnage. Actually, you know what? That is not too bad at all. In fact, that's probably better than a lot of the PPCs. And it would have better accuracy. The range is fairly decent. And the heat is still less than that of a PPC. You know what? Maybe we do go ahead and purchase that. It's only 2.5 million. We've got plenty to spare. We'll go ahead and we'll buy that one as well.
New weapon systems available.
I think we'll also go ahead and we'll purchase those LB2Xs. We've got one in
New
storage. Boosting that up could be fun. Let's see. Anything else that speaks volumes? The Narc beacon? That could be interesting. It doesn't have any heat. It does do some damage, but it increases the damage mark for missiles. So yeah, homing beacon upon impact. Attached beacon transmits data to allied units. Increased damage from subsequent missile weaponry attacks. You know, I don't know if we really need it, but we're going to go ahead and buy it. I'm not sure what one will throw that in, but it could be an interesting combo. We'll also go ahead and we'll buy that upgraded comm system as well. 4 Resolve is phenomenal. And then, let's see, the gyro. You know what, for 3 million, that's probably not bad. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll purchase that. And I think that is where we will call things for our purchases for today. Let's quickly swing past swing past the mech bay. We're not going to be able to spend the rest of our money, and we still have enough left over for our upgrades to our hospital beds. So given that we're probably going to be traveling for, let's call it about 2 weeks, that seems to be roughly what we aim for. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. So this Zeus, we can probably go ahead and drop everything that we've got here. Let's see, pulses, some medium lasers, and then the LRM-15s and 10. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll chuck that into storage, just so all of the equipment becomes available, and we'll throw that onto the Zeus 5T. So give me 1 second so you don't have to sit through all that, and I guess we'll see if any tweaks are necessary. Okay, so this is our brand new Zeus. I have changed a few little things, but nothing too crazy, or at least I don't think so. So first of all, we do have the same loadout as far as our missiles are concerned. 2 LRM-15s and the LRM-10, all with extra damage. So that thing is packing quite some decent damage right there. We've still got 3 tons of ammunition, which I think is fairly respectable. We've swapped out our gyro for one with extra hit defense, so that should mean that we can dodge a little bit of incoming damage. We've thrown on into the comm system. That seems like a good plan. Extra resolve is never a bad plan. And then we've also gone ahead and thrown in a couple of pulse lasers, because of course, being an SLDF mech, our heat sinks in our engine are doubles. So our heat sinking for this is 60, and we at maximum output 78. So that is very much within controllable means. This is going to be a nice and cool mech. And then just for a little bit of kicks and giggles, I've gone ahead and thrown on the Flamer. I went back to the store and I purchased the one that's nicely modified. It's got some extra ammunition and some bonus damage and heat, so why not? We're not exactly getting close to range anyway. It was either that or maybe one more medium laser, but again, I don't know. The heat, the amount of heat that we would be generating and whatever else, I doubt it's going to be doing that much, all things considered. So I'm happy with the 2 pulses, because look at those. Look at that, 40 damage a pop. That is quite respectable. So we're going to go ahead and we will leave that. Worst comes to worst, if we don't like the Flamer, we're going to go ahead and drop it and pick up an extra ton of ammunition. But again, nothing too substantial. So 7 days, 8,500 C-bills. That is acceptable to me. So we will go ahead and let that go. We've also now got, let's see. Oh, you know, we should probably go ahead and get this Banshee up and running. I wouldn't mind getting that running, although I think we should also maybe take out of storage another 50 or 55 ton mech. We've had some higher limits before, like 220, maybe 200 maximum for a light lance. I'm thinking we need at least one more of those to make this worth it. So, what do we want? Let's see, fire starter. Oh, hang on a second. You know what, right now it's not going to make a big difference. Let's just go ahead and head to storage and see about finding a 50 or 55 ton mech. So we could go with a Griffin, could go with those, Shadowhawk potentially. I guess that is an option as well. Actually, you know what we could do? We could go for the Centurion again. Yeah, previously we've run a Centurion, and I think it was the Centurion 9A. Yeah, we went ahead and we had some missiles on here, we had an autocannon, and you know what, that could actually work rather well, especially now that we've got some fancy weaponry. So we'll go ahead and we'll ready up that chassis. We'll work on that in a little bit. But as we wait on that, let's go ahead and, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this Banshee up and running. I want another assault mech that is available to our disposal. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, once again, I will quickly hit the pause button while I start to play around with a build that I think will work. But yes, we will see that in just a moment. Okay, so I have a Banshee prepared. It is a battering ram of a Banshee, alright. We've gone ahead and we've really leaned on into the heavy brawler, not so much of the sniper. So what we have is a Banshee that loves to run and loves to jump. We've gone ahead and chucked on in 4 assault jump jets. Yes, we had to purchase those from the store, but I think it's well and truly worth it. This thing will be scary. We've gone ahead and maxed out a whole bunch of machine guns, because why not? We've got 2 tons of ammunition. That should keep us nice and up and running. We'll go ahead and have 2 medium lasers. That should be fine for now. There is potential that we might have wanted to have used small lasers instead. Let's see. Yeah, the heat's not particularly high, but for now, I think we're going to just leave things be. We've gone ahead and chucked on a gyro for less stability damage taken, so if we do go for a DFA or whatnot, we will take less trouble there. We've also gone ahead and thrown on a few leg mods to prevent damage to our mech, as of course this could be just a little bit dangerous. So speaking of things, we're just going to go ahead and buff up the legs just a little bit. We might want a little bit more there. We'll see how it all plays out. I'm not 100% certain. And then of course some medium lasers as we close the distance. So our movement is going to be very scary for an assault mech. We can jump 150 meters per turn. Firepower is not terrible. Heat efficiency, nice and chill, because again, machine guns do not generate heat. And we've even thrown on an arm mod for a little bit of a bonus damage, just in case. So we're going to go ahead and leave all of that. I think that should work out rather well for now. That'll mean, let's see, 17 days worth of work. I think we'll leave that there, although hang on a second, before I forget, we did go ahead and purchase that brand new AC-20, so it would be remiss of me to not go ahead and install that in our mech. So we'll go ahead and quickly make sure that that is all done and dusted. 20 stability damage, extra 20 damage overall. That thing is going to be a very scary mech. What's that? 120. So let's see, even with 60% damage reduction, that's still enough to kill a medium mech with maximum defense. So that is very, very, very nice. Alright, we will go ahead and we'll also put that up slightly high in the work order. Let's see, we'll get that up and running. Okay, and now we can go ahead and head to navigation. Alright, so where do we go? That is the question. Well, we've still got a few... Oh, we've got a black market for us to check out up over here. I think that was the original plan. We've got 2 skulls. It's only going to take us 9 days to get there. I was looking down over here towards maybe Joppa. We haven't been there before. We've also got a flashpoint over here when the game loads it. What is this? Tournament of Champions. Okay, so good money. Good money. Alright, we might need to make our way back over there. But you know what? First things first, let's go ahead and check this out. If there's a potential for some nice weapons and all, we may as well. 30,000 sea bills and 9 days of travel, I think is relatively reasonable given the potential opportunity that is there. Alright, so let's go ahead and travel. We've got that Marauder up and running now. We should have that Battle Master back online. We'll have to see how it goes. Alright. Okay, and it looks like we have made it to our next location. Oh no, I was about to say, what do we call it? What do you call it? I can't remember. Upgrade. Either way, looks like we've had an emergency triage. Darius shows up at your door in the middle of the night. He looks worn to the bone. Commander, Cosmo has slipped into a coma. The medtechs don't expect him to survive the night. Well, that's not good. And we're almost at the hospital bays. That would have been good. You know, we'll spend the 50,000 sea bills. We'll try and save him. What's the case? That's garbage, you snap at Darius. I'm going over there. Cosmo is too important to write off like that. Commander, Darius begins before stopping himself. He follows you as you stalk over to the medbay, where you yell at medtechs, yell at Cosmo, and generally clarify that death is not an option. The stressed medtechs scurry around, trying every risky solution they can think of. After a few hours after you arrive, his vital signs improve markedly. Just as exhausted as the medbay staff, you allow Darius to shoo you off to rest. Another battle won. Alright, the company suffers a 6 medical point penalty for 7 days. We lose the money, but our morale is increased. Wow. Okay.
Waypoint reached, Commander.
Okay, I did not know. Glad we didn't have worse medical, otherwise that could have been a minus. Or at least I don't know if it could, but maybe it could be minus? I don't know, would we actively make people worse? Alright, so Cosmo's out of action for another 105 days at this rate. Good news is that's going to change soon. We also have the medbays that are about to be upgraded in a week, which will, not just reduce the penalty to back from that -6 to 8, but we'll also get the bonuses of the extra points from our medbay upgrade. And then we can work on that hospital bed, which I'm very glad we managed to survive without. That said though, we are still a little bit short on pilots and we could definitely do with a few more. So if you are this far through the video, you might be interested in applying a MechWarrior of your very own. We've had a couple of really good submissions. We'd love to have more. So if you've got a MechWarrior with a first name, last name, and a call sign, we would love to invite you to join the Leviathan's Might here on the Argo. So if that's something you're interested in, please do let me know in the comment section below or over on the community post tab. But that is, it would be good. All right, so either way, let's go ahead and quickly check the store. That is what we normally do when we arrive. We have some interesting options here. Oh, hello. 4 missile spots on an Archer 2S. Ooh, this could be good. That's expensive, but we could possibly do something like that. We do have the money. The missilery suite still exists, which is very nice. The LRMs, we could drop off the SRMs and maybe make this quite scary. That's nice to know we have that option. We also have flea salvage, which we probably need to get a little bit more of for our collection. A Highlander. Yep. Again, another mech that we like, but again, fully decked out, so it is quite expensive. Let's see, what else? Locusts, Thunderbolts, Victors. Autocannons. Okay, so nothing too ridiculous outside of some mechs that we wouldn't mind getting a hold of. So got some nice snub PPCs here with some extra damage. That could be very good. Another ultra autocannon too. Ooh. You know what? That could be a really nice thing. Extra damage, less tonnage. This could be rather nice. You know what? We're going to go ahead and purchase that right away.
New weapon systems available.
Not sure what I want to throw that in yet, but I'm keen to give it a look. And that was just in our regular store, so let's head over to the black market. It looks like they have... oh yes, the good old Annihilator, an Atlas. Oh, wait a second. I don't think I purchased the Atlas too. Oh dear, hang on a second. Atlas. I don't think I purchased that before we left the last location. I'm going to be incredibly upset if that is the case. Oh man. Did I really do that? I can't believe I left that thing behind. Alright, well, that is unfortunate. I would have loved to have added that to our collection. Oh well. And we had the money, but... oh well. It is what it is. As for the black market, let's have a look at what else there is. We've got a different kind of Banshee available with some... if we want to buy parts of it. We have a Crab 27B. Ooh. A Star League era Crab. We do need one of those for our collection. Not to mention they are a good mech to have. A Hatchet Man. 3X. We wouldn't mind that either. Yeah, I could see that being much more useful than our 3F variant. A Highlander. Oh, hang on a second. With Gauss rifle? Ooh, 20 million. Okay, so, maybe it's a good thing we didn't spend more money. Alright, I would love to get my hands on that. That would be phenomenal. A Highlander would also be really, really good for us to be able to have for, well, let's be honest, it's a Highlander, so that would be very cool. Let's see, there's the other ones as well. The Stalker, that's an option. More Flamer. LB5X, we have not seen one of those previously. Less weight and more stability damage, that could be good. Medium pulses, narc beacons. We're getting some good stuff here at the black market. And hello, UAC 20. Minus 3 tons, extra 20 damage. My goodness. That is devastating. Heat is huge, but let's be honest. That is a beast of a weapon. Oh man, we have so many options and I don't know what to do. Cockpit mods, that could be handy. Alright, we definitely need to go ahead and... I think we need to go ahead and take a couple of missions. We need to earn some more money. We need to see if we can afford a few things here. Obviously, I would love to be able to get my hands on that Highlander. I would love to be able to get my hands on the Archer that is here as well. Yeah, so many good things, but we will have to see how that all plays out in the next one. And when we see what kind of contracts are available. So if you do want to see all of that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning into the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.